Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the third round of Simulation India. You guys are in for a very unique race altogether. We are going to be at Alsace village and we're going to be driving some amazing Nismo 380 RS Super Leggera cars. Unfortunately, qualifying is already over and we're going to straight get into the race. So we're just waiting for the admin to get started. And you guys are in for a treat for sure. To give you a quick demo of what the races are going to look like. Beautiful evening here at Alsace. Fictitious circuit, no doubt, but supremely challenging. You can gain as much as a second to 2 per lap, and likewise you can lose as much as 3 to 4 seconds in the process as well. A track that is relentless on tire wear, and yeah, I think it's going to be interesting with the amount of strategies. I think we're looking at about 16 to 18 laps of racing, so stay tuned guys, we're going to have a blast with this one. And yes, I think we're good to go with the race. Let's quickly get to it. We've got let's quickly set the grid as well. There you go, I think we're good to go now. Let's be a passenger with Pleb at this point. 5 lights and away we go. What is the status of our race at this point? It seems like a clean start for everyone. Plebs held on to the lead, will advance by make a move. He thinks about sending it, but he stays behind. Where are the others at this point? Makov in P3, Flash holds on to P4. Hershey is just about fighting him for P4 and P5 at this point, and the guys at the back are having a battle of their own as well. So a lot of action right away. Are we going to see a 3-way battle? It seems like Inavri, Vishal and Modi Guarantee all going for it. Let's just stick with our leaders at this point. Advanced and Makov already getting into action as well, but they keep maintaining their order. What about the others? You can see all the action taking place at the back, but it seems like they're pretty much going to fall into a straight line within no time now. So yeah, some action between Modi Guarantee as he gains 2 places in the equation, and you would want to hold him. The more he gains, the a bigger a threat he is for the guys up front. We've got Inavri who's fallen down 2 places, Vijit's down in P9, Yari Effect who's joined in as a wildcard is in P10, Aska's in P11 and Abdus is in P12. What's happening with the guys up front? Pleb in clean air is as good as a Max Verstappen in clean air, let's put it this way. So the more room you give him, the faster his escape plan is. And it seems like the top 3 have made a bit of a break. Yes, almost 2 seconds with the guys at the back. So action all around. Again, the guys in P6, P7 battling it out. And look at that, easy move there. Inavri defending for his life from the guys of Vijit and the Hari Effect. Hari Effect going a little wide there. Inavri also missing out on the exit, and some more action happening up front. Wow, this is action packed. Hershey's and Modi Guarantee elbows out in that moment, and there's someone going in the grass as well. Will Modi Guarantee decide to send it down the inside? He has the inside line over there. It seems like it, and we've got a change in the lead as well. So what's happened here? We've sort of missed out, and I'm really sorry. I'm not sure if you'll be able to catch a replay of that. But let me just activate our markers to make sure that we capture all the action. Bit of a straight line forming, and Modi Guarantee moves up to P5 in the process as well. So let me just quickly take everyone to the grid as Inavri is fallen another position down. So he's sort of having a backwards run at this point. So quickly taking you all through the grid. Advancify leads from Ancient Pleb. Then we've got Makov who's steady in P3, Flash in P4, Modi Guarantee in P5 with Hershey's in P6 closely behind. We got Vishal in P7, Vijit in P8, and a lot of action there between Inavri and Hari Effect. So Hari Effect is just not letting this go, swerving, shifting corners, and what a move there by Hari Effect, moving, selling him the dummy in fact, making him look like he's going to go out the outside. Inavri thinking about making a move, and Abdus also making a move on Askas in the process. Will Askas push him wide? No, he does not. So Advancify is sort of building a gap here on the Ancient Pleb at this point. So seems like there's a good amount of action taking place with these two, but with the kind of gap that he's building in, there could be a possibility that maybe Advanced Fire is on a different set of tires, and I definitely don't wish to underestimate him. He is an extremely fast guy. Recently just entered the DRA club within the Indian racers as well. So all in all, I think our grid at this point looks like it's sort of spreading out. What's happening over here with Flash and Modi Guarantee. So Modi Guarantee all set to be attacking Flash. So he's definitely lining him up, understanding. You can see how quickly Modi Guarantee is gaining ground on him. Will he think about setting it down the inside? Flash sort of being a little defensive. Modi Guarantee thinking about it, but thinking the better of it and keeping it within the ranks where they sort of live to fight for another day. So will Modi Guarantee think about setting it down the inside? Flash again being extra defensive. Modi Guarantee thinking about the outside. Will he make it stick? Oh, this would be a sensational move if Modi Guarantee make it stick. Can he hold it? Yes, he does. That's a fantastic move there for P4, and Flash could do nothing. He tried to keep it defensive, but he just couldn't make it. So it seems like the slipstream effect is also a little strong, as you can see with Flash now sort of immediately looking at making a cutback, but I think Modi Guarantee has it figured out. As I mentioned earlier, the sooner Modi Guarantee gains on everyone, he becomes a threat for the top three. What's happening at the back while Modi Guarantee, Widget out of nowhere, as you can see, the Widgets somehow gained 2 positions. So will we be able to see some of that action? So here we've got Widget in P8 and Vishal in P7. So what's happened over here? Let's just stick with these two over here. Has Vishal maybe made a mistake somewhere, or what's gone on? We'll only find out in a moment's time. But it seems like Widget just sort of got his tires within the right window and has managed to gain position. Hari Effect also in P9 has gained some action there. So it seems like it's just been clean. Does Widget think about saying, it's pretty far here, so let's just go back and look at what's happening out here. So the gap just about increasing by about 2/10 now. Advanced Fire holding on to a 1 second lead, and Makov again keeping it steady within that 2.1 second in P3. The Modi Guarantee who's built a bit of a gap on Flash. Hershey's in P6, so he's sort of gone a little backwards as well. Vijay, Hari Effect, Vishal 7, 8 and 9. And what's happening here? We got Askas and Abdus in P9. What's happened to Inaveri? What's happened here? Where has Inaveri gone? Oh, he slowed down big time. Has he made a pit stop? It seems like he has. I'm not too sure. But it seems like Inaveri's made a pit stop over here. So the grid pretty much now more like a karting circuit at this point, where they're just going to be following each other. And Advanced Fire losing a little bit of time. So Fleb maybe thinking that, okay, you know what, maybe he's got a bit of an advantage now, but they both are on the super softs. So fuel wise also I think they're doing pretty much the same. And Makov also has lost a bit of ground, so I think these guys are still figuring it out in terms of how to manage with these tires. Top 4 with the super softs, the sports softs. We've got Flash in the sports mediums. So she's also in the sports medium. So I think that's what's happening out here. Let's see if the sports mediums do make a difference. Will it be the alternative strategies you talk about? Hari Effect is now coming under severe pressure from Vishal. Will Vishal Zander think about making moves slightly behind, a little too behind for his liking, but Hari Effect just having a bit of a compromise exit. Will this open the door for Vishal? It seems like it. Look at how close he is now. Let's just stick with these guys as we've got Dawn basking upon us, and this action will be nice. So I think with as the temperatures also rise, maybe that could also be a factor in maybe the tire wear, especially for the guys who are planning the alternative strategy by going on the softs for the second stint, might just be a little on the back foot as well. So maybe the guys up front have figured out something. We'll see in a moment's time. So let's see what's happening here. As Advanced Fire is losing a lot more ground to Pleb. Gap that was almost above a second has now come down to about 4/10 at this point. So Let's just stick with these guys and see if we are getting any action. Will Advancify think about diving down the pits? No, he does not. So he decides to stay out. But now he will be under a lot of pressure from Pleb. Same tire state, same fuel state for both these guys. But I mean, the ancient Pleb is the ancient Pleb, and both Flash and Oshis decide that okay, it's time to get rid of the mediums. So they've got something else planned. We'll find out in a moment's time in terms of how things are. They're thinking about making a move on the inside here. Will he be able to send a dummy here? Will he be doing a switchback? Goes as wide as he can so that he can get a good entry. Advancify holding that inside line. Pleb just about holding that part there. There's a bit of a bump there for those of you who don't know. It can really upset the car, but these guys are keeping it nice and clean. And all of this, it's also sort of helping Makov, but he's not really gaining time as one would expect when two guys up front are battling. So clearly Makov also struggling on the sides, and you can see the time is tumbling big time. So maybe Makov is trying to save a little bit of fuel. I'm not so sure. But likewise, Modi guarantee is losing time. So these guys are just going for it, and definitely have a bit of a pace. The Pleb just about goes into the grass, maintains it and keeps it within the road. Otherwise that could have been a bit of a catastrophe, and look at that, immediately loses about 3/10 in the process. These guys are battling. We're going to keep a close eye on them. They just moved up to P5 with that, so that's also because the guys Hoshis and they ended up pitting, so a bit of a cushion here also being formed. So if Pleb and Advancify do decide to make a pit, so probably they won't lose as much time and probably will still hold on to their net positions at this point, because if you see the gap between Vijay and Advancify, it's almost about 20 seconds. Will with the pit window, and Pleb is all over the rearview mirrors of Advancify. Will anyone make a late plunge into the pits? No, they decide to stay out. Will Makov go into the pits? Makov also decides, I'm just going to stick around for the guys up front. And Pleb is right on the tail of Advancify at this point. These guys are keeping it clean. These guys are keeping it fair. They're not being rash about their overtakes. And you don't want to be under pressure when you've got Pleb right behind. He will upset your rhythm. As you can see out here, Advancify going as defensive as he can. But that's could activate the switchback in the process, but however that does not happen, and still Advancify doing a good job of holding Pleb onto P2. So let's not underestimate Advancify, who also holds the fastest lap at this point. So he definitely has this figured out, and if I'm not wrong, Advancify is also, both Advancify and Pleb, they both are in the top 10 within the world when it comes to the time trials of this particular circuit. Pleb thinks about making a move. Oh, they've got a bit of a moment. I'm so sorry about that. Pleb just about clips Advancify, but I think he also sort of maintained it. Let's just see that. Look at that. We can see out here that Pleb just about thinks that, okay, you know what, I'm going to make a move, and just clips the back end there. So good action all around by these guys. They keep it clean. Advancify is doing a good job of holding Pleb, but it seems like if not this lap, maybe the next lap. And the gaps come up to 22 seconds between the guy in P1 and the guy in P5. So this could be a good time to maybe think about entering the pits. You will probably come back. Maybe at a P5 will still put you in provision at P1. Let's just keep an eye on them. Well, it seems like Advancify might just think about diving into the pits. Tries to bring in a dummy, but decides that, we're just going to stay out. For another lap. I'm extremely sorry for that. Still a lot of battles. Let's just see what's happening at the back with these guys here. Hoshis will want to gain ground soon. He will want to ensure that he builds and maybe comes within a pit window as Vijay now enters the pits. So we've got Vijay, then we got Flash in P6 who was 5 seconds behind, as he also puts in a personal best. So look at that, now the gaps come down to 28 seconds between the leader and Flash was in P5. She's climbing back up to P6, Askas in P7, Inaveri in P8, Vishal in P9, Vijit P10, Hari Effect P11, Abdus down in P12. So we just be here with these guys, that they're the ones who are battling it out. And still Pleb putting a lot of pressure on Advancify. Look at that, he's all over the back. This is probably the sector where Pleb has a lot more strength over Advancify, but Advancify, I think overall within the lap, he knows where to sort of park the car and what are those particular spots within the track, the entry exit points where he knows he can defend without Pleb being able to do anything. This seemed like the fuels at a point where they might want to consider pitting, but just be here, get a nice cockpit view of the action. Advancify again holding onto the inside line, but the gap seems sufficient enough for Pleb to think about making a move. Pleb keeping it clean. Pleb saving that little bit of extra fuel. Now will Advancify jump in the pits? Oh, Pleb also thinking about it, but decides to stay out. I think Pleb's happy being in Advancify's tow at this point, because if you see, Advancify is burning that little bit of extra fuel as Modi Guarantee also enters the pits. So this should also make things a little more easier for Mako, who's got a 9-second lead over Pleb at this point. Flash in those softs at about 50% of the race, having a good amount of fuel, so maybe the undercut here just making that bit of a difference as Modi Guarantee also comes out just about, keeps it within the pit exit point. Inaveri, will he be able to put any bit of pressure on Modi Guarantee, because he's on the mediums and Inaveri is on worn out softs at this point. Vishal and Vijit also keeping it clean, and the Hari Effects move down to P10. The grid sort of becoming a little more linear and straightforward, as Askas also exiting the pits, and he's right at the end of this particular grid order. Advancify will want to enter the pits probably at this lap, and Pleb will also think about entering with a little bit of an advantage. So just maybe within the pit stops we just might see a switch in positions here, and we might just have a new race leader. Let's just stick with these guys now, and Mako also well within a pit stops window. So I think the top three, as Advancement's gone a little wide here. Oh, this will not be good. He's just pushing and ensuring that there's a bit of a gap between him and Pleb, just to ensure that on the pit exit he maintains P1 and Pleb holds on to P2. So yes, it seems like we will see Advancify entering the pits now. If he doesn't, that would be daring. Advancify goes into the pits as Pleb decides to stay out for another lap. So Pleb, I think, also looking at attacking on those mediums, as Mako has also entered the pits here. Where is Flash? Flash is under immense pressure from Hershey's, both of them with similar fuel and similar tires. Let's just stick with Flash here. Advancify exiting the pits. So let's keep an eye on that gap. 15.5 seconds. Mako, the average duration of pit stop is about, I guess it seemed like about 20 seconds or so. I'm not entirely sure, but I think everyone now has made their pit stop as compared to we have yeah, so I think Vishal also, Vijit also, yes, everyone has made their pit stop except for our leader, who's about 17.5 seconds, and this will be probably one of the fastest in-laps that you're going to come across. As Pleb holding on to a healthy lead, we've got Hershey's battling it out with Flash, and we've got Inaveri and Modi Guarantee also sort of getting into the action. Things brewing up between these guys. Any action at the back? Got Vishal, Hari and Vijit battling it out. Now will Hari decide on sending it down the inside? He thinks about it, but isn't really that close. Oh, he sends it down the inside there. Oh, and just about pushes Vishal outside. Now that was a bit of a naughty move, a bit of a hard torpedo-ish move. Let's just have a look at that again in terms of what that was. As you can see, Hari just about nudges him there, and in that nudge, Vishal just holding onto that inside line. So probably Hari just getting a little restless, and we'll see Hari putting it on the outside and immediately keeping it, sends in a dummy. Vishal thinking, okay, he's not going to make one. Right at the last second, he sends it, clipping Vishal in the process, and then holding on to position. So that's that move right there, and Vishal falling at the back. So Plebs made a pitch. Where does he come in now? Let's be with Advancify. The gap is big, and the gap is much bigger. So with those 1 lap fresher tires and a 3.5 second lead, I think Plebs got this absolutely spot on. And Makov is now sort of gaining ground, and Hershey's also has made a move on Flash. Let's just see what's happened here. So as we enter the final portion of the circuit at this point, the final sector, has Flash made a mistake somewhere? No, Hershey's carrying just that extra bit of speed, and with Flash, and Flash just being super defensive. You could see it from the initial laps also that Flash probably a little bit on the back foot. They're still trying to maybe figure out the fast pitch. And what a move there by Hershey. Just Flash is opening the doors as easily as he can, and Hershey just holding it by sending it with that beautiful livery there. And I don't think Flash would want to send it down the inside over here. That would be risky. Thinks about it, but yeah, I think Flash is still sort of figuring it out, and that's the move by Hershey to secure onto P4. So that's between them. Now Advancify will want to push, Advancify will want to attack, as we can see the time stumble, and Pleb will want to just sort of be in that slightly easier position and ensure that he is not burning too much fuel. Now Hershey's completely on a charge here, so let's just be with Hershey, who's now about to attack Makov on those mediums. Makov's having a bit of a slide, and that exit just not working out for him. So Makov on the mediums will be oh, and Hershey's just made a move. I'm so sorry that bit of a switch is not working out. We're just gonna capture that immediately, and here's what happened. So Hershey is just charging. Hershey is way at the back. Makov clearly struggling and not being able to bring in that temperature on the mediums here. As what's happened here, I think he's just had a bit of a slowish, sluggish, and that slide there. So the medium's just not giving the traction. Hershey just very conveniently, just like he did with Flash, makes that move on Makov and just very conveniently secures P3. Now is Makov also under pressure? Yes, he is. So I'm going to have to capture that again and see if the replay cameras have caught that or no. So so we're just going to see all of that. I'm really sorry about that. Let's just skip that bit. Makov on the back foot now. Will these sport softs maybe just wear out and maybe bring some sort of leverage back towards Makov? We'll only find out in a couple of laps time maybe, but clearly Hershey is just pushing, and just about 3/10 off the fastest lap. Now Flash also, who seemed like he was on the back foot, clearly the differential between the mediums and the softs is much more stronger. We got a bit of action here as Vishal and Vijit again sending it down the inside. That was a sweet move there by Vijit on Vishal, and Hari effects again. Now will we see a repeat? Will Hari think about sending it? He thinks about it. He's gonna, oh no, he decides the better of it this time, and he knows that the stewards will be watching and he doesn't want a penalty. He could look into a potential complaint, as the guys at the back battling it out. So all the way from P8 to P11, 4 cars battling it out, and a bunch of 2 groups now forming in. Now Vijit here thinking about making a move, but he decides to hold on to it, and likewise Vishal also defending from Abdus. So you don't want Abdus behind you. That's not a fun drive, as clearly Makov struggling. Look at that flash, already having a 3-second gap. And what's happened here has Vijit and Hurry Effect. And Vijit slowed down completely. What's happened over here? What's happened now? Vijit's completely slowed down. I'm not entirely sure what's happened here. I'd like to have a look at that. So Vijit's down in P10 and he's attacking. Makes a move on Vishal. Keeps it clean. At this point, it seems like, oh no, this is a lap prior. So Vijit moving down to the back of the grid. Something happened there which we've missed out. As we got Abdus who's moved up to P9 and Hurry Effect in P8. Abdus lining up a move. Abdus thinking about it. Abdus thinking about going down the inside. Not a good idea as he thinks about now going down the outside. This will have a bit of a compromise entry, but trying to keep it as close as he can and brings in Vishal into the equation. Vishal will want to dive on the inside. Oh, Abdul's just about shutting the door there, but these guys are going sideways. 3 ways you don't want to be into the corners. Abdul is pushed wide and Vishal pulling his way and taking a position. Abdul will want revenge and I'm certain he will want to send it, but that breaking there by Vishal just about keeping it bold enough to maintain P9 as Abdus now losing a bit of time and Vishal will want to attack on Hurry Effect, who's immediately catching Modi guarantee. So as I predicted, the medium's probably just not getting the amount of temperature that you'd expect. And what's happening out here? It seems like Hoshi's and Flash also pretty much close. So I think all the actions right over here between these guys and Hurry Effect is gaining substantial ground on Modi guarantee. It goes a little wide. No, I think that's just how the corner is. Sports softs definitely, despite being worn out, are giving much better performance as compared to the mediums. And clearly this is a sign that we've got some more action brewing up. And look at that gap tumble down and how almost half a second. Modi guarantee keeping it as wide as he can, but he will not like this pressure at all on him. Let's just look behind as Hurry Effect. And look at that. Some crazy action here as Vishal is right on the tail of. He thinks about it, but just about maintains it. So while these guys are battling, they're actually also gaining ground on Modi guarantee. So this is some intense action that's brewing up as Hurry Effect thinks about it. Oh, they both go wide. And Vishal enjoying those scraps there. He's like, hey bros, I'm going to take it. You guys can battle it on a Modi guarantee with those dirty mediums, with those cold mediums. Probably just not getting enough traction as he would want the sunrise to be a lot more faster, but it's just not working out for him. And he is now extremely vulnerable to the likes of Vishal as Modi guarantee is doing everything possible in the process to ensure that he can hold on to it, and Vishal trying every possible line, trying to get the best possible exit to maximize the speeds. Now this could be a potential opportunity. Will Modi guarantee defend aggressively? We just might see that. Will Vishal maybe? So Modi guarantee doing everything that he can, and now Abdus is also into the equation. Vishal will not like this. Every time Vishal and Abdus battle, will Abdus send it down the inside? Abdus thinks about it. Okay, and he does, and Vishal now goes a little wide, and he's now lost all the action. So will Abdus be able to do anything and battle it out? Abdus probably the young blood, the aggression we might just see. So this is a proper GenZ versus millennial battle right over here as we're on to second last lap of the race, and Hurry Effect flashing and telling you, hey bro, we better make that move soon because we're all the right behind. Let's not squabble between each other while Modi Guarantee maintains himself and secures his position in P7. You can see the guys up front. Advancify has actually managed to gain on Pleb here, so I think Pleb just on that little bit of fuel saving, but Advancify, just as I say that, is going a little wide and same fuel, so they're all mowing grass over here. And Modi Guarantee still about holding P7, Abdus being defensive, and Hari Effect again moving back up to P9. These guys are exchanging positions between 8, 9 and 10, but in all this Modi Guarantee is like, yeah bros, you guys go ahead and fight, I'm enjoying the action by the rearview mirror. And okay, now this is where Abdus is really close to make a move as Modi Guarantee keeps it on the inside. Now will Abdus think about a switcher? He thought about a switcher, but in that he's lost a position to Hari Effect, and Hari Effect now will want to attack Modi Guarantee. Modi Guarantee is doing a fabulous job in defending this defense game. Is classic Vishal with an excellent move against the positions, and these guys are just constantly switching positions among themselves. Look at that. This is exciting. They see that, oh, Hari Effect nearly lost it there. This is worth a replay. That again, as you can see, Vishal was wanting to make that move and Abdus was closer, but all of this, whew, a lot of action. And now our top 4 are almost within a second as Pleb starts the final lap, and still a decent gap between them as Abdus thinks about sending it down the inside, and just like that has secured his move. And now Modi Guarantee immediately under attack from Vishal, and he probably will lose P8 to Vishal as well. Yes, he does, as Modi Guarantee moves down to P9. So what's happened here? As Abdus attacking Modi Guarantee as much as he can, keeping it clean. Those sports softs giving him all the traction. Abdus absolutely sending it. That was the only way ensuring that he gets P7. And as he moves, Modi Guarantee immediately realizing that he's vulnerable to Vishal, and he could do nothing there in front of Vishal, and just like that he's lost P8 to Vishal as well. Modi Guarantee immediately under attack. Oh sorry, I'm so sorry there. And just like that he's also lost the 10th position now. Hershey somehow has made a move on Flash and Advancify as well. So Advancify has lost ground in all those replays. Something's happened here. Now, I'm not sure whether Advancify has made a mistake or there's something that's gone wrong. Let's just keep an eye on Advancify here. Where is he? So, okay, we've missed out on that as well. Apologies for that, folks. As Pleb here is just on that final stretch, and is just about to secure victory. I'm just gonna quickly jump on these guys because I know these guys are also battling it out. And Hari Effect and Vishal battling it out now. Will Hari want to send it? We're gonna have to come to Pleb here, and just like that, Pleb taking P1 yet again with Hershey's in P2 and Flash with an amazing P3. Advancify will not be happy with that. Now he's run out of fuel completely and he finishes in P4. Makov, who's gone down to P5, and Avery is in P6. Abdus with a steady P7. Vishal and Hari battling it out. Will Hari send it down the inside? No, he decides to stay out there. And Vishal will want to hold on to that P8. As Hari Effect cannot do anything. Oh, Vishal's had a bit of a moment, and just like that, we've got our top 10 in place as well. Wow, that was an immense amount of action. I'm going to quickly go through the results. We got Pleb in P1, Hershey's in P2, Flash in P3, Advancify with that stellar of a fastest lap in P4, Makov in P5, and Avery in P6, Abdus in P7, Vishal in P8, Hari Effect in P9, Modi Guarantee, who just fell down the order in P10, Askas in P11, Vijit completing the grid in P12. That was a fabulous race, and congratulations to our top 3 there. That was simply amazing, and thank you guys for tuning in for this amazing race. Apparently Vijit's gearbox broke. No wonder that's the reason why we saw that moment. This was a fun and exciting race, and I'd like to thank you all for tuning in for yet another epic night. And this was fun. Let's stick around for the fourth and final race. It's going to take place tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone, and wishing you all a happy weekend. Good night.